Do you use an automated responder in your email? Chances are you've used it for times that you've gone on vacation, or maybe had an extended sick leave, or maybe if you haven't used it, you've seen other people use it during those times, or maybe even a maternity leave. A lot of people don't use it at all because they always want to stay in contact. But there are some really good reasons why you should use an autoresponder 100% of the time. That's right, I'm suggesting full-time use of the vacation autoresponder in email. So first I want to tell you a little bit about why you would do this, and then I'm going to walk you through step by step so that you can set up your own email autoresponder today. Many years ago, I saw this suggested in a book that's very popular, huge New York Times bestseller called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And I didn't think much about it at the time because I wasn't, as a new business owner, getting a ton of emails. So it didn't seem, top priority for me to figure out how to manage incoming emails. But after being in business for a little while, suddenly it did become more of an issue. And I realized that between clients and new inquiries and whatever else, I was stuck in my inbox, and my inbox began to try to dictate to me how I should spend my day. So you probably heard the phrase that if you don't set your own priorities, someone else will set them for you. Well, for a lot of us, we fall into the trap where our email is actually setting our agenda, right? Or perhaps we have priorities through our day and we get totally distracted by whatever comes through. So I finally decided to set up my own email responder. I only update it every so often, so it's a very low maintenance tool. And I also did a couple of things, like I created email filters and became more specific about times that I would check email at all. In my autoresponder, I cover a few frequently asked questions, and I also just set the expectations for what communication can look like. So if you're a friend, if you're family, if you're a current client, then you can anticipate a response from me. But if you don't fit into one of those categories, then I help you figure out where you can find the information that you need, or just simply let you know that you might not hear back from me. The first concern that you might have is, hey, is that rude? Can I really just not respond to people or to entities? I mean, what if I burn bridges? What if somebody gets really ticked off, or worse? But you know what? Being clear is kind. I'm not telling you to just outright ignore people. I'm saying you set the terms to the communication that you want to have. I want you to consider not replying out of courtesy or habit, but rather making a decision about who is qualified to get your time and response. There are 3 main benefits that I want you to remember. These are the key takeaways about why you would want to have an automated email responder. 1, so that you don't get distracted by whatever pops into your inbox. 2, so that you don't entirely ignore or begrudgingly respond to every person who emails you. 3, so that you can set clear communication expectations, which will increase the level of respect that you receive from anybody who's trying to communicate with you. Okay, now let's show you how to create your own email autoresponder right now in Gmail. I'm gonna walk you through step by step. Now I'm gonna show you step by step how to make your own email autoresponder in Gmail. The first thing you're going to do is open up your Gmail. Then you're going to head over to the top right-hand corner and select the settings icon, which is this gear. You'll see a drop-down menu, and I want you to click See All Settings in blue. From there, just make sure that you are in the General tab on the top horizontal menu, and then scroll down until you get to the Vacation Responder at the bottom. You want to make sure that the Vacation Responder is marked as on, that you set the first day to the current date, and leave the last day as optional. I don't want you to add a date here because the whole purpose of this is to have your autoresponder on full time, 100% of the time. Next, you'll put in a subject line. I recommend saying something that sounds familiar, something like a phrase you would typically use when speaking with clients or customers. I use thanks for reaching out. Next, you're going to work on your message. I include frequently asked questions as well as a close, and I also make sure to go over the expectations of communication so that someone will know whether or not they can expect to hear back from me. Family, friends, clients, these are the people who can expect an email response. Next, you're going to hit Save Changes. If you're curious about everything that I include in my email responder, go ahead and shoot me an email and it'll bounce back to you immediately. I left my email in the description below, so just write test in the subject line and see what it says. I have 2 quick tips for you, especially if you're not feeling totally confident about using your new autoresponder. 1, first just go to a trusted friend or colleague and have them read it for you and give you some feedback. If they give you edits that you feel good about, make those edits. The second thing is, listen, eventually someone will come at you and say, why do you use that? Or they'll tell you it's weird or off-putting, or maybe they'll say something even worse than that. And I just want you to refrain from immediately taking it down and scrapping the whole idea. Oftentimes when we do something new, the people who know us are just curious, but they don't know how to express that in a very well-mannered fashion. So they make fun of you, poke at you or something. Just be patient. Tell them that you're trying something new to better serve your business. And don't be surprised at all if very shortly thereafter they circle back to you and ask you for help in making their own email responder. Thanks for hanging out with me this week, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you have a tutorial in mind that you'd like me to make for you, please just drop your idea below in the comments. You can also download for free the Success Capture System. It's a program that I use with my one-on-one clients to do goal planning, and it's waiting for you. So grab that, check it out, and we'll see you again next week.